She really does work out, folks.
Okay. What do you want?
I want to see some vim and vigor here.
15 minutes for me. Ugh.
So you've been in Canada playing a
I did a guest role on Battlestar Galactica for David Icke, who started out on Hercules and worked for Rob. And they invited me to come and do it. And I'd never seen the show. But everybody, all my friends said, "You got to do it, it's the greatest show ever." And I just thought it would be good to work with David. So I went up there and it was fantastic. It's a wonderful role. I actually shot a lot of the footage with my sidekick. I play a journalist. And my very presence really puts a lot of stress on everybody on the ship, and they're at a really stressful time anyway. And the guy who plays my cameraman, there would be times when I would exasperatedly like grab the camera from him and do it ourselves, and we were actually filming video, so they were going to cut it in. Sometimes the real professional, the cameraman on the crew would take the video and shoot it, but it didn't have the rough and ready look of our stuff, so the DOP was going, "No, we're using her footage." I don't know how much they really will use, but they got me to film quite a lot after the first day, and it was really fun. The other thing that it really added was realism, but I was not thinking about doing the role or anything. I was actually doing the camera work and actually trying to figure out shots, so it should work really well. And they were fantastic. Got on so well with Mary and Edward, and Michael Hogan is a scream. You never met anybody who was more cast against type than Michael Hogan, who plays Ty. And he's such a grouchy old bastard in the thing, but in real life he's so goofy and delightful, and what a sweet man. I just loved him.
Did you ever
I get to work with everybody, actually.
That's what I was going to ask. You got to work with all the actors.
I got to work with everybody because I was interviewing everybody, and it was fascinating. I was in nearly every scene. It was like to go into someone else's show and like take over, and which was neat to be busy instead of just to plug in for a moment here and there into other people's shows. And I realized I wouldn't much like doing a true ensemble show, because you only work, I mean, you hang around all day, but you only do bits and pieces, whereas when you're playing a character that's, when it centers around you or something, you're part of every single step, and you know what everybody's job is, and you're connected to the whole puzzle. You're not just plugging in for a moment and doing your role and going away. You're really, the grips are important, the people who push the dolly, that's what the camera sits on, the light, everything's important to you when you're there the whole time, and you work as you feel yourself as the cog affecting everybody else as it shifts around you when you play a central role. So it was really fun. Really fun. Really nice. It's a great show. I'm so happy for David and Ron Moore, who have caught lightning in a bottle. That's what Herc and Xena were. Because he runs such a good operation, it's a lot like what we had, where there's a lot of trust and a lot of room for everybody to excel in their sphere. There's no one trying to squash them down and control everybody, because that takes away creativity. And when people aren't relaxed, they're not as creative. So the way that these producers have set it up, everybody is blossoming, and they are, taking the best of what everybody has to offer and weaving it into this wonderful show. So I hope it's a success for forever. I hope it goes on for a long time. Now, they've got a new twist on it too, haven't they? They've got a new twist. It's like the payoff for at the end of every episode is pure survival. It's really raw survival out there. It's not let's learn one philosophical lessons or anything like that. It's really pretty hardcore.
I just started watching it, and I've been watching it from the beginning of the season, so I would know who I was, going into, and I was astounded at how gritty the show is.
It's really gritty. My favorite, I absolutely love Candice McClure as a person, and Paul, I can't remember Paul's surname, they're the two young people. She's the girl she just has a stillness. You'll see her character, whose name escapes me at this moment, on the deck. She's the one she's South African, so she's sort of part black, part white, I think. I don't know what her ethnicity is, but she's got the green eyes. Such a stunning, beautiful woman in every way. She and Paul, I think, really stand out in terms of their acting prowess and integrity. Great intellect there, and just fantastic.
So now that you've come back from Canada, you are heading off to?
And now I'm off to, I went to New Zealand, and right after that, and now I'm off to Louisiana. So there's a lot of crazy back and forth across the world to do. I'm reprising my role.
Why are you reprising Maddie? Why are you bringing Maddie back?
Because I love those producers. I had a really good time. Because I'm an actor. That's what I do. What am I going to do? Sit home and wait for somebody to offer me the role that Julia Roberts' role that she can't do anymore, you know? Forget it. I'm going to have fun now.
And you did Darkroom.
Did Darkroom, and I loved that. That was Darkroom's a good example of sort of movie. If it had a bigger budget, Charlize Theron would have wanted the role. A lot of women would have wanted that role, and it was the role that Boogeyman should have been. It's an emotionally abused wife, but it's a real role, and those producers are fantastic. Again, I met them and I just went, they're the real deal. I want to work with those people.
And who played your husband in that?
My husband was Greg Grunberg. What?
Yeah, Grunberg. Or Grunberg.
Grunberg, yeah. My husband in Darkroom was Greg Grunberg, who's on Alias. Did you get that with all that creaking? I'll start again.
Okay.
My husband on Darkroom was... I'm sorry.
Don't make me laugh.
Okay, so I play this emotionally abused wife in Darkroom, and the man who's abusing me and everybody else is played by Greg Grunberg. He's the good guy in Alias. He's famous for being a good guy, but oh my God, I love him. He's so smart. He's so good at being a bad guy in a nice shell. And he wasn't cast until 2 days after that started filming. It was total fortuitousness. What a great thing to get him.
Wow.
And again, you know, he and I would not normally be thought of for those roles. We wouldn't get them because somebody else would snap them up first, but yeah, but we got him, and I just think I'm really proud of the work that we did. The director and writer was a guy called Michael Hurst, an English guy, not our Michael from Xena. And he was wonderful. He's got 3 movies in post-production at the moment, and I'm very, very proud to have worked with him. And
you're looking for more indie features? Is that a field that's...
Am I looking for them? Not actively. It's not something I wouldn't consider. I mean, you know, you're looking for roles.
Right.
I'm not looking to do indie features or television or whatever. I'm just looking for the role.
Right.
It doesn't matter what the medium is.
Right.
And to go back to singing and dancing on stage would be fantastic.
Yeah.
But it has to make sense from my family. I mean, I've been offered to go to Broadway and do things, and I cannot live that lifestyle with 2 little boys who need me in the way they do at this time. So it has to work out on a lot of levels. But my dream is to get back and do something like that.
And speaking of singing, You just came back from Provo, Utah at the stadium. Can we talk about the Stadium Fire? I don't even know how did Stadium Fire go? I haven't heard a thing.
I went to Provo, Utah to do Stadium of Fire, which was started by, I was told, a liberal Democrat woman. They educate people about what freedom really is. And then I get there and I discover, I mean, that may be true, but it's also true that it was started by Alan Osmond, and they have fireworks every year, and it was his kind of project to top himself with, let's have a great big old get together. And this year was beamed out to all the armed services, and I dedicated my song to the little boy that Forrest Nunley found, Brennan Hawkins. It's the little boy who got lost in the Utah forest for 4 days and survived. Oh, poor family, you know. And my song was about loving somebody you'd never even met yet, because I wrote it when I was pregnant for Julia's. And we went and I sang that. I had a gospel choir behind me, and it was fine, but I was wearing this killer dress, had the killer makeup and hair and all this stuff, and on the mega screens at the stadium they wouldn't show me below the larynx because boobs aren't supposed to exist, and I had like I had push-ups and all these things. I looked like, compared to Utah womanhood, I realized I looked like a porn star. It was really fun, and it was great to learn the stagecraft, because I'm quite new at that, and it's really, it's intimidating getting in front of all those people. I've done it before, but never very well, and so I was able to get a little better at that.
Yeah.
You know, I'm really treating this as all, I'm on a huge learning curve, and they were really wonderful. It was great to meet those servicemen and their wives. I mean, their wives are just going, oh, I just got my husband back, and the look of like suppressed panic in their faces, like we're all going, yeah, we hate this shit. We hate that your sons and daughters and husbands and fathers are sitting over there in the desert waiting to shoot or be shot. We hate this, but nobody's allowed to say, especially in that environment, get me the fuck out of this deal.
Yeah.
And it's just war is an evil thing, any way you look at it.
I need 1 minute. Did you meet Debbie Reynolds at all?
I did meet Debbie Reynolds. Yeah, she's great. She's just amazing, man. She can whiz around that stage and sing up a storm. So she's a great, iconic performer.
And she's like 70 something.
Well, you can't tell how old she is looking at her.
Yeah.
She's just dynamic.
Yeah.
So I met the Osmonds.
You did?
Know, I met the Osmonds, second generation.
Ah.
Who actually worked on Broadway with some friends of ours. And Doug Osmond, it turns out, has been receiving the Xena fan club. He's in the fan club for years, for like 10 years. His sister gave it to him kind of as a joke because he liked the show, and he just kept up the subscription.
Oh, I've got all the records back from the beginning. I gotta look that up.
He was good. He was so awesome. They were the nicest people.
Yeah.
So nice. Those Osmonds, the young Osmonds, are just fantastic. I love them. Really good, decent people.
And that's 15 minutes and 28 seconds. Cool.
Yeah.
Want to say goodbye? Welcome to Kit 10. Wave. Let's see the real Lucy now. Not the staid, sensible person. I want to see the one who was on the treadmill. You want to just step on that treadmill for a minute? Do you want to? Could you step on it just for 1 minute and I'll use it as an opener?
No.
No?
Why?
It was just something to run under the titles. Over the titles. Under the titles.
You're torturing me.
The camera's rolling. I got you. Should I bring my chair? Oh, I'll get it later.
Do it later.
Okay. I just need 20 seconds. Whatever. Here's Lucy preparing for our interview.
I wasn't wearing these clothes.
You weren't wearing.
I'm like.
I forget what you did. And a moment. Is she? She really does work out, folks.
What do you want?
I want to see some vim and vigor here.
15 minutes for me. Ugh. And then I went, as I always graciously do, like, oh God, bloody, I go, oh, I hate you. You bloody well nailed me to the deal. All right. No.